That's interesting, right? About you working at a news firm, right? What are your thoughts when, like, because since you experienced that firsthand, and then now there's all this fake news, fake media, stuff like
There's
that.
a lot of
What,
bias.
yeah, like what is your perspective on that? Is it true, or is it just exaggerated, or is it possible? Like what are your thoughts?
On the whole fake news angle.
Yeah.
Just news in general, just how it
Um,
is.
See, well, I'm always happy. It's like, yo, like I'm not really part of the fake news thing because I'm doing entertainment, and then like, and now I'm especially doing Christian entertainment. So actually,
Right.
to just answer Jay's question, like, no, I wasn't necessarily trying to be a Christian music journalist, because that Broken Records wasn't a Christian magazine. But it just so happened that that was my first job that I got offered, and you become an expert in a space, right? So I've just
Right.
moved to a different asset of Christian music, which was the one I knew least about, ironically. And then went to Rapzilla. But so as far as the fake news thing, um, it's such a hard time for media now because everyone's like clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. But like, yo, nobody reads anything. They
Right.
read your headlines and they react. They never even click on the story.
Switch.
They never even click on the story. They just react on the headline. So like you have to come up with sometimes I don't like to do it, but you have to come up with misleading headlines because like, dang, like we need the click or we're not getting paid. Like ESPN, ESPN, I think just laid off 2,000 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was working at the Staten Island newspaper in 2010, I would walk in sometimes on a Monday and the office space could probably fit maybe 60 people. And there was maybe like 20 people there, 25 people, and 10 of them were interns, unpaid interns, with me being one of them. Now this is 10 years later. So I could only imagine what that space looks like now. There's probably like 10 people there.
Right.
So it's hard out there. I think that most news isn't fake. I think that most news has elements of truth in it, or most of the truth in it. But you get what skews the news is people's leanings. So whether you're liberal or conservative, you have this leaning, this inclination towards one side,
Right.
and that kind of skews it. So it might not necessarily be fake, but it's going to be real for at least one of the sides
It has a bias. Right.
that subscribes to that. I always say, like, if both sides of the fence hate you, then you're doing a great job, because then that means you're right down the middle, right? The liberals hate me, the conservatives hate me. That means I'm telling the truth. That means my story is so good, because someone is not coming at you, in support from one side. And I think when there is a ton of fake news, but like, I wouldn't consider that real news. That's like things you share on Facebook, right? Or
Right.
things that get shared on Twitter. They're basically like memes with an article underneath it that anyone comes up with, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's just fake news." I'm like, no. This isn't like the Wall Street Journal. This isn't the New York Times.
Right.
It's like some dude's blog who gave their opinion and you believed it and were led astray. And now, you're reading fake news.
That's good
So
stuff.
yeah, I think that the truth always lies somewhere in the middle between both sides, but people either sides play it up for their prospective audience. It's really hard. It's really hard to not hold a bias on something.
Right.
And I've been there. Like, artists I respect, like I tell artists all the time, I'm like, yo, please don't do something so dumb in a negative fashion that I have to write about you. Because I like you, like I respect you.
We gonna pod about you.
Yeah, but like, you're acting crazy, and my job would be to write about you acting crazy, and it's not going to be personal. I still got love for you, but like, I'm just doing my job. Like, I'm telling the story. I'm not trying to say, yo, like, this dude's acting up, he's crazy, everybody stop following him. No, I'm just going to give it to you straight. That's kind of what I've always tried to, like, maintain that integrity. But it's so hard in the Christian space because everybody knows each other and we all see each other.
Yep.
And
Right.
we're all interviewing the same people, we're all at the same conferences. You become friends with people, and then you've got people texting you, yo, bro, like, can we do an interview tomorrow? and we, we'll do a dope interview about my project. And it's like, I guess, but like, but it's like, it's really not, that's not how it's supposed to work. Like you don't call up, Rolling Stone and be like, yo, let me get that interview. Let me get that front page.
Let me get that cover, right?
And if they do, it's like, yo, let me get that front cover. And Rolling Stone goes, okay, it's $45,000 to get the front cover story. And then the label shells that out. Like, that ain't happening. That ain't happening with us at Rapzilla.
Yeah.
I might just get a nasty subtweet at me. That's about it.
So since you
cease and desist.
Since you're bringing that up, how should artists reach out to you? You know what I mean? Because you said you get what, you do 500 reviews or something a week?
I get probably around 500 music submissions a week.
And that's usually, I'm gonna guess that it's usually, hey bro, check out my mixtape, support the ministry. Right?
500.
Some of them, yeah. I'll tell people now watching this, I read every single email. So it annoys me to no end when people hit my personal email or they hit my text message. Yo, bro, I sent you an email. I was like, I know. I'm the only one who goes through the emails. I saw it. Yo, bro, you gonna post me? Yeah, man. Sorry, I have 500 emails in front of you. I got you. I'm behind. Don't worry.
There's that many CHH rappers out there?
Well, then you get the same guys who's like, well, I sent it in one time and they didn't respond. So let me send the same exact email 7 other times and see if they respond.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of it's like not relevant emails. Some, people just submitting to whatever websites. Anytime I see the name Rapzilla in quotes, I just know that someone copy and pasted something and then just pasted the Rapzilla in between the quotes.
Right.
So that one gets deleted. Anytime I see like an email that has like 17 to 20 different other websites on it, I was like, well, this wasn't just to me.
Like when they just CC everybody, right? They CC everybody. It's not like personalized to you.
Like it's like Rapzilla, Track Stars, New H2O, Complex, whatever they're on. Okay, that one's deleted. Because it's like, yo, there's an etiquette to this thing. And there's a contact page. I wrote the contact page on Rapzilla. I even, within the contact page, wrote a whole guidelines on do's and don'ts on how to submit. It's I dropped like 1,200 words on everybody. Wow. And you could read any of those words and find good things from there not to do. But people continue to do it. I dropped my artist tips on Twitter. I actually have a book that I'm working on that COVID delayed just because of time constraints. That I've taken all my artist tip tweets and there's like 150 of them.
Oh, that's dope.
And I've expounded on every single tweet that I have, a couple paragraphs. And it's just going to be a book of all artist tips and etiquette on, how to properly,
that's good.
Speak to people. So I'll be dropping that. I was supposed to drop it this spring, but things.
You got a name for that?
I do, but I can never remember it because it's long. So my whole podcast and everything I got is called, and the interviews I do like on my own is called Survival of the Artist. I get the Survival of the Artist podcast, and that's where I have artists on, talk about tips of the trade and how they, survive as an artist in this climate. That's separate from Rapzilla. So it's something like survival of the artist, tips and trades, tips and tricks, how to make it or whatever. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's a work in progress.
So let me ask you this. So you're going through these 500 emails or whatever. This is for Rapzilla. Mm-hmm. Now, you also have New H2O. And you doing the same?
Yeah. So we bought New H2O with the anticipation that was going to be kind of like the minor leagues of Rapzilla. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you're not quite ready to get on Rapzilla, but we see the potential. So we'll throw you on New H2O. But then we realized like we're kind of competing with ourselves on that. So we redesigned and we reformatted the whole website to be like a completely different concept. And man, we like launched it 2 months ago. We relaunched it and the whole website broke like when we relaunched it. It was working fine. And then we launched it and the whole website stopped working. So it's kind of just been sitting in limbo. I don't really know where it's at. We're working on it, but it's kind of dead right now until we bring it back. But essentially the concept, and I'll give this to you guys. is it's going to be like a ranker based system. So people are going to come onto the website, and let's just for instance, you got like Lecrae, Andy Mineo, Derek Minor, Triple E, right there, the 4 songs,
Right.
and then people will press like the up arrow or the down arrow, and then it gets like that website ranker. But it's going to be with indie CHH, like the up and coming artist. So
That's
people
pretty
will
dope.
submit for that, and then like the winner of the week, we'll give them a placement on Rapzilla, like the playlist,
nice.
whatever. The winner of the month, maybe we'll give them an ad or something. The winner of the year might get like some package and, get involved with a beat or something from OB. Like, we were working out like all the kinks for that stuff. But basically a chance to have indie artists have their fans come and vote for them, or for people to discover guys that they may have never heard of before that may not make it onto Rapzilla, but it gives us an opportunity and gives people an opportunity to, to get leveled up and get discovered. And then those people get rewarded for that. And then they graduate off of New H2O and they come to Rapzilla. So that's the new concept. But the whole arrows and the clicking thing, it like broke on the website. So we're trying to, the whole concept that was supposed to work, like you press the arrow and then that happens, that's what broke. So
that's a great idea though. That's
dope.
Like thanks. So that was all Chad Horton. That was like his vision on that. I'm kind of glad that's not there now, because that's more work I'd have to work on. But yeah, I get those 500 submissions, not including, my personal email, not including all the artists DMing me on Instagram, not including all the ones DMing me on Twitter, on my personal Facebook page.
So everybody listening, be patient, man.
Right. And follow the instructions too.
Not only does he have instructions in there.
He said the instructions are there. Read the instructions and follow them.
Follow them to a T. I have to set these rules and stipulations in place because there's so many. Like you might drop the dopest song ever, but like you don't provide a profile picture and like links to your social media. Now I got to take extra time. And they're like, oh, what? It's another 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes, but you add that to like 100 posts that I got to do. That's a lot of time. So I have to skip you. And it might hurt, but it's like, nah, like, I'm sorry. Like this was super dope. But you didn't follow the rules.
Right.
And this person next in line did. And you should get rewarded for following the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I have to put that system in my in place. Otherwise, I'm going to be just doing submissions forever.
Right. That's true. Because you have other things on your plate too.
I got to do the interviews. I got to post the stories. I got to do the social media. But submissions take up a big chunk of that. And this goes for any website though, for any artist listening, make the person who's reading the emails job so easy. I don't want to have to click or go anywhere. Your name is there, your bio is there, your press pictures, your links, everything's in one shot. This is what I'm about. Here it is. Take it. And more often, and do it professionally, not like, yo, sup fam, this is my new single. Because we get people like that, and I'm like, yo, I don't know you. Like, you can't say like, sup fam, check it out. Like, I don't know who you are. You wouldn't meet somebody like that and like dap them up that way. If you meet someone for the first time, like you're gonna shake their hand, you be a little proper
and kind of introduce yourself.
Yeah, like
no. First of all, right. And first of all, like sometimes they're not even following you. It's like, bro, you could at least follow and engage or something like that before you go ahead and ask for, to be on the site or something like that, or a repost or something like that.
I've had an artist try to be my friend, like on the download, so that I can put him on Rapzilla.
And
he exposed himself too, which was
awesome. Himself.
Yeah, like. And it was one of those situations where I didn't get to his song. Like, I've been talking to this artist for a while. Just casual, whatever on Twitter talking. And he sent in a song, and it might have only been like 3 or 4 days. And he's like, yo, man, you going to post my song or not? Little did he know that I actually had just finished posting his song. Like minutes before that. And he's like, and I was like, okay. I was like, man, like I got a lot going on. Like I didn't get a chance. Like I didn't say I didn't get a chance to post, but I was like, yeah, I was like really behind, blah blah blah. And he's like, come on, man. He's like, I'm in here. I bought advertisement. I paid you to write me a press release. I haven't been talking to you all this time, and you can't even get me on Rapzilla. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay, nice, thanks, peace. I was out. He got the block.
Is that common? Is that common in the industry, in the media industry?
It's not common for them to admit it, but it's definitely.
Well, yeah.
You definitely have like your ideas. Like, yo, this person keeps talking to me. Why are they talking to me all the time? And then it's like, hey, bro,
want something?
I got this album dropping on Friday, and I'm like, oh, cool. Send it to Rapzilla. He's like, yeah, but what's your email? I was like, I'll see it. Don't worry. Or they're like, bro, what's your number? I'm like, no, email's the best place to be. Telegram or whatever.
Yeah, they think they have the easy pass to you, right?
I give these artists my number sometimes, and they don't stop texting me or calling me. I was like, yo, hit my email. Like, I got a family. I got things I'm doing. Like,
right.
You don't know when to call me. Or they'll call me like, I'm not trying to say I'm more busy than the next person, but like, yo, if you're approaching me for business, like, schedule an appointment. Be like, yo, man, like, are you free at 3:00 tomorrow or 5:00 later? Don't just call me at like 11 a.m. like when I'm watching my kids or when I'm eating dinner or something like that. Yeah, so like I'm not quick to give out my number like that. I was like, yo, you need me? There's Rapzilla's email, and if we build some sort of rapport, then we talk. We get on with something else.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yo, this is
That's
good
hectic,
stuff, man. All you artists out there, pay attention. Get that book when it drops too.
Yeah, I drop it. All these artist tips have already been on my Twitter for free. So I've been dropping free game for years. Now you guys gonna pay for it, and it's still
I'm about to say they're not listening, they're not reading. Now they gotta pay.
I've had people approach me that be like, "Yo, man, like I learned a lot," and then I'll get that next email, and I was like, "I touched another one." Like I reached his soul. I was like, "Yo, I saw that first email, and that second one was much better."
Yo, you didn't give him the silent treatment like Carmen?
Yeah. It's like, who are you? Nah, man. I mean, Twitter's and everyone watching, like, Twitter's the place to communicate with me. Like, you want to send me a DM on Twitter, you want to tweet at me. Like, I'm always on Twitter. My DMs are open. Don't like stalk me out on Facebook or
that's weird.
Be DMing me on pictures that I'm posted of my son and then being like, yo, that your kids are cute. What about my next single? Like I've had that. Yo, like I've had people like asking about, yo, how do I get on Rapzilla? Like on a post of my son. And I'm like,
yo, kid, by the way, have you heard my mixtape?
Yeah, like I hate that. I hate that. Don't solicit your links either. Unless
they didn't put the links. They didn't put the links under the kids' pictures, did they?
Well, they would have. They would have if it was an Instagram where
or they're not clickable.
It's like, yo, unless I'm asking you for a link, don't send me a link because it is 100% guaranteed I will not listen to you, regardless of who you are, unless we're cool like that, and you tag me, or like I'm like, oh, Justin's tagged in a post, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. I don't remember being in this picture. It's somebody's mixtape cover or their new single. And it's like, yo, Justin. And I'm tagged in it. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I wasn't there. Why am I tagged in this? I didn't ask for this.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's the Wild West,
man.
It's the Wild West.
But let me ask you this. How does that feel, though? Because coming from where you came from and worked your way up to now be in a position where dudes basically fighting for your attention, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I've been there, but I always extend grace. It's not like I never like yell at people or whatever. But at the same time, like when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, trying to become a musician, like trying to get somewhere, I was always respectful. Like I had nobody to teach me, but I always sent like a respectful email. I never expected to get put on. I built my relationships organically. That's how I've been able to get to where I'm at. I showed you guys like almost every step of the way. It involves some sort of relationship and hustle to like get on to that next point. But there's proper ways to hustle. Like spamming the crap out of somebody is not.
That's not hustle.
hustling.
That's not hustle.
That's not Christian either.
Yeah, like build, talk to people. Like if I'm dropping, or anybody, if they're dropping posts, like engage with those posts, but like conversate. Like I don't just talk about music all day. Like I don't even, because my job is to write about music and I get so much music. It's unfortunate. Like I don't really enjoy music anymore because to me, music is work. Right. So when they're like, yo, who's your favorite, CHH artist, or like, what album are you bumping right now? And I'm like, I'm not really bumping any album because I've had to listen to like 50 of them this week. Like, I don't have time to go back and get that replay value on something. It's like, all right, I listen to Dayton's
because you're on to the next one, right?
Yep. I listen to Dayton's new album. All right, now let's check out Jared Sanders. All right, now let's check out his Glory Alone album. And it's like, I rarely have time to revisit. So like, it's really the song or the artist really, really has to catch my eye or my ear when it's like, yo, this is special. And unfortunately, like it's super hard because I just have music coming in everywhere. That like music is no longer my escape for things, which is unfortunate. But like, I'm not trying to talk about music like all the time. Like I was like, let's talk about movies. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about whatever. But please leave me out of your CHH drama. Leave me out of whatever's going on. It's like, this is my job. I'm not on the clock right now. Leave me alone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is
That's
crazy.
tough though. I mean, because you, like I said, that this is something you love, and it kind of, people fighting for that, next post or that next whatever it is that they're looking for, a review and it's like, dang, you don't got.
It's like you're using me. You're using
right.
me.
You know what I'm saying? They got worn out. You got into this position.
The submissions wear me out, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll never grow tired of actually interviewing people and speaking to people like this and telling stories. Like we do that Community During Chaos show.
I saw that. I caught that. Yeah.
Every Monday night, three different artists every week. I've done it for 25 straight weeks. Coming this next Monday. Wow, that would be 75 people I've interviewed in 25 weeks. That takes a toll. That, I mean, you think, oh, there's not even 75 people in CHH. Well, yeah, there is, because there's still like another 200 people that I haven't interviewed.
Right.
And like I'm taking a break. Like this Monday will be my last episode, and then I'm going to bring it back in the new year. But I need a break. But it's not that I need a break because like, oh, I hate this. Like I can't do it anymore. So like, yo, I'm like exhausted. It takes a lot out to interview 3 people every single week, and I got to edit those videos, and I got to get everything together, and create stories. So I just need a break to catch up on more work, actually, and to do other interviews.
Yeah.
But like, I love telling people stories, and I haven't actually written an interview, like an actual sat down and like wrote a story, I think since like May or June, because I've just been doing all these lives, and I was like, yo, I need to write. Like writing was my thing. So I need to get back in touch with that.
It's like therapy for you, right?
Right. And people don't like reading articles anyway. So I know I could write like the greatest article of all time and be like, all right, cool. Thanks for reading the headline, guys. But like for me, I feel good. And the artist hits me up. It's like, yo, man, that story was dope. And then to me, that's like, that's impactful. Like when the artist's like, yo, man, this is the best interview someone ever wrote about me. And I'm like, cool, I did my job. Like, that's what I love. And that's something I won't get tired of. Submissions, definitely. I'm tired of them now. They're the necessary part of the job.
That's what's up.
Well,
Justin, thanks for coming on. And where can people find you? Where can they contact you, or whatever the case is? And whatever you got going on, please let everybody know. Yeah.
Well, first off, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I watched your rise from a certain incident a month or 2 ago. That was hilarious.
Oh, you saw that, huh?
Oh, you did see that?
I seen a few things. A+. But anyway, anyway, yeah, I mean, it's dope to see other people in the space like taking initiative and doing different things and doing interviews and doing shows like you. Like everybody, no matter how big, how small, low budget, high budget, whatever it is, everybody is needed in this space. Just like we need rappers who are Christian and Christians who are rappers. Like they're both needed in the space because they all serve a different purpose, right?
Right.
So again, shout out to you guys. Keep
Thank you.
going.
Appreciate it.
This has been super dope. For me, you can follow me everywhere at Justin Sarachik, just my name. So I'm assuming you could spell Justin and then continue on with Sarachik. Not a Puerto Rican name because my dad is Polish. My mom is Puerto Rican.
What I
So
say?
there's your quick story.
See?
What did you curse in Polish or something right now?
No.
Ooh.
No, I'm talking to Ant.
Oh.
Nah, I was just saying. 'Cause you,
I was like, wait, that's my name.
nah.
He said Brussels or something like that.
Nah, I was just saying, because we had a conversation. Because I was like, Justin is Puerto Rican, but I saw his last name and I was like, that last name is not Puerto Rican. And someone was like, how you know? I said, that ain't a Puerto Rican last name.
Nah.
I told him, I said, what's Pumarejo?
That's how I know.
Yeah, my dad is like Polish. He was actually Jewish. He grew up Jewish and became a Christian actually not when he married my mother, but again, I had that uncle who had the church and got my whole family saved, and like my father was a byproduct of that.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom's Puerto Rican. My grandfather was a super white Puerto Rican, had super white looking children, so that's why I'm very white looking half Puerto Rican. And my wife's Puerto Rican and Italian, so our kids are just still half Puerto Rican, half white essentially. But yeah, it's dope. People don't believe me and be like, yo, let me introduce you to my grandmother. You will believe me mad quick. I gotta like wear this hat. Why are you wearing a Puerto Rico hat? But guys, I've been telling you.
Right.
So you don't speak Spanish. I know. I'm sorry. We don't all speak Spanish.
That's true. Switch don't speak Spanish.
Facts.
My mom speaks Spanish, but my dad didn't. So who was she going to talk to in my house?
Who she gonna talk to?
Yeah. Right.
Even my kids don't speak Spanish just because. And Spanish was my first language. You know what I mean? But it's not my primary language. So like, who am I going to talk to? Like me and my wife and I were both born here. Like we don't, we speak English.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, the kids didn't learn Spanish. I mean, they could order food, right? They could order mofongo.
We know the food. We know the food. We know the bad words. We know what
you need to know. That's all you need to know.
We know what our parents are saying when they switch to Spanish, so we can understand what they're saying. But we figured it out by now, because they always say those same things every single time I walk in the room. So we're able to figure that out. Yeah, man. Latinos are amazing because we're all different colors, right? We're the whole color spectrum. You look at anyone's family tree, and they're anywhere from like black to milk. It's like, and that's my family.
Wow.
So like sometimes I stick out like a sore thumb because it's like, yo, who's the 6'2" white kid standing in the back with all these Puerto Ricans? That was my cousins. But yeah, man, it's dope. Thank you guys again so much. This has been a lot of fun.
No, thank you
Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for the opportunity.